So, Russell, how are you?
Very good, thank you. Yeah, excited to be here once again.
Yeah.
Very excited about this one, the Care Show London. Whilst it's the same as the Birmingham event, it's also got something different about it as well. We're very excited. We've had a lot of people saying they're coming to see us today, which is pretty good. Looking forward to meeting them. It attracts a different, obviously being in London, it's a different area geographically, but I think it attracts a different sort of group of people from the care sector at London. So we're looking forward to meeting them and having those conversations over the next 2 days, certainly.
So you've provided a bit of furniture for us. So obviously your company does interiors for care homes. And so thank you very much for providing the lovely chairs, a table, a bit of added extras on the table as well. I assume I get to take a cup home. Is it for me? Is it?
Yeah, even take a candle home as well if you want.
And we also have a guest chair over there, which is just off camera, and which our guests, that when they're waiting to join us, they'll sit there, so they'll get to experience it. Maybe we should get a flyer on the table for you over there, so the guests can see what they're sitting on. But yeah, thanks very much for providing it.
Certainly could provide you with a brochure, and I'm very happy to support you with the furniture and the coffee table. This is our Marie tub style chair, and you wouldn't know it, but everything that's upholstered on this chair is fully waterproof. But it's still a nice chair, so it can be waterproof and nice.
Yeah, and I guess that's not necessarily always been the tradition, is it, in care homes, that you get kind of furniture that is practical ahead of aesthetically pleasing.
It's about getting the balance. You need both.
So in terms of kind of refurbs, interiors, what are the latest trends? What are people doing? I've seen, you post on LinkedIn quite a bit, and I see, you had a big conversation about natural light recently in one of your posts, and those kind of skylights. Yeah, what's the latest trends in interiors?
Yeah, that post went viral by our standards. That was the importance of natural light in the care setting. Opening up the outdoors. Good time of year to be talking about it because we're getting some good weather again, and albeit we're in here today, but we tend to be so set in our sort of thinking of this is how we've always done it. Elderly people, they can't go outside, they're stuck indoors. Challenge that. There are ways in which you can get them outside. There's some good furniture you can have outside, which is wheelchair access, so they can feel included. They can enjoy the space, and furniture that lasts as well. Don't go to B&Q because by next summer you'll be needing to buy some more.
Yeah, I suppose there's also a point around being sort of safe from the litigious perspective. Like, you need proper commercial furniture because you're a commercial business. If you buy cheap stuff from the Range or B&Q, like you say, and it breaks, that's bad for you, right, as an operator.
Have a home, the Range and Dunelm, good stuff, but it's for home, not for a care home.
Yeah.
But the challenge is for commercial environments. Historically, a lot of commercial furniture hasn't been very homely. We can change that, so you can have commercial grade furniture, still homely, still inclusive, still making a good environment for those in care.
And so, how do we help people sort of transition from? So you work on interiors, but you straight away mentioned exteriors. How do you help? Is there a way you design an interior to help bring the outside in or bring people outside? How does that work?
So we often get asked to try and bring the outside in, and there's ways in which you can do that, especially in dining rooms or a space that opens out with into a garden. So you've got the choice. If you don't want to go outside but you want to enjoy it, you can be positioned in a way where you can enjoy it but you're still indoors. There's definitely ways in which you can bring in outdoor features inside. Especially conservatories are great places to do that. Have a bit of greenery going on and that type of thing, which helps to make it feel more. I think there's a name for it: biophilic design.
Okay.
That using greenery is calming, and there's some early research saying that also helps with limiting the effects of living with dementia.
Yeah, I think I remember vaguely talking last year with you about helping people with dementia manage those different aspects of the interior. So how does that work? How do you approach a a dementia wing or a floor differently to how you might approach, say, a residential floor or home?
Yeah, so very good question. One of the things we do when we do like what we call an initial consultation is we get an understanding of what the care needs are and what the care home itself is trying to achieve for the benefit of its residents, because they know their residents best. And there isn't a one-size-fits-all approach when it comes to living with dementia, so you need to sort of take a bit of a deeper dive and get an understanding as to things we consider like the local area where they live, what they would be familiar with over their lifetime living in that area. And recently we've done a couple of projects, corridors in care homes. The residents have to go through them all day, every day. And some of them can be quite bleak areas. So they're a space you can do something with wall art to help provoke those memories. So we just did a project in Falkirk the other day, and we did a bit of research on the local area. And Falkirk Football Club, Scotland loves football, even though they're not very necessarily always good at playing it. We did a bit of research and discovered that Sir Alex Ferguson played for Falkirk in the 70s. And we got some photography which we framed and put up. We also did some other photography of Falkirk players going out playing football matches. And straight away, within a couple of days, we had residents commenting on saying, "Oh, I was at that football match. I remember that." And it was like, brings a sort of life to their day. And then the Falkirk Wheel, I don't know if you've heard of that, but it's a very amazing piece of engineering. And the Queen opened that in 2002, and there's a big picture of that. Straight away, that's making conversation. It's piquing the residents' interest. They're like, yes, the Queen came, that's when she came to Falkirk and opened the Falkirk Wheel. And it's just about helping to bring positive memories to life for the residents. And it's not actually that complex, but it's just putting that extra bit of thought into what you can do to a space to make it more like a home for them.
So long gone are the days where we stick up a load of generic artwork on the walls and just, you want that to be part of the care. So it sort of integrates into the care. So, working with the local environment, the local things to reflect that, right? Yeah.
Yeah, it takes a bit more work in terms of like your research to get it right, but it's 100% worth it when you see the reaction, the effect it has on the residents. We also created a pub bar at another care home in Manchester, right next to the airport, and they wanted a bit of an aviation theme to it. So we found old photography of old airlines and old airplanes flying out of Manchester back in the 70s and 80s, when they would have remembered going on those flights if they flew out of Manchester Airport. And also we researched like local breweries and got like branded coasters for the local breweries. So it's all things that they can relate to and say, yes, I remember that because that's local to what I've lived all my life.
Yeah. So, if you're considering an interior, you should be thinking about how you integrate the interior into people's care, into the local environment, and how you can help use that interior to evoke memories, create happiness and passion and conversation and things like that, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
100% it.
So don't just slap some paint on the wall and be done with it and buy some furniture from B&Q, speak to you and approach it in a bespoke way, right?
You said it.
Yeah. Well, what's the time? Yeah, I think, unless you've got anything else you want to add about interiors, we didn't talk about natural light. We touched on it, but yeah, what the benefits? How do you bring it in to those environments?
Yeah, I mean, it's difficult. I think it was in the context of, again, in a corridor, they had one of those fake skylights, and it didn't look that amazing. And I was sort of saying, is this really beneficial? And it provoked quite a response on LinkedIn, social media. And obviously where there isn't natural light right there, what do you do? That's why they put these fake skylights up. I'm not saying there isn't a place for things like fake skylights, but do some decent ones.
Yeah.
That actually give a very good impression of being daylight. You can get them. And don't have them being daylight at night time, because that will just going to cause confusion. Think through what the impact's going to have. Don't just think, fake skylights, let's put it up there. And think about what type
of blue light coming in at 9 o'clock at night. So it's a bit of a technical question, this. Do you work with colour, temperature and lights as part of that overall design? You say, or we want it to be warm in here, cooler here. Is that a part of how you design it?
Yes, yeah. That is a very critical part of designing a space, is making sure that we're getting the colour temperature right. We're taking into consideration where there's not as much natural light coming in as to what we need to do to make that better colour tone, yeah.
I've got a coffee shop, as you know, and the light bulbs in there are all mixed colour temperature, and it drives me nuts. And I constantly going around trying to, because I've got about 40 light bulbs. So to actually go out and just buy all brand new ones, it's not, not a straightforward thing to do. So I'm trying to sort of progress it so I have the cooler ones nearer the door, and then as we get further back into the shop, I have the warmer lights. And then over the counter, apparently you're supposed to have slightly cooler. So I sort of do this thing where I stagger the warmest sort of from cooler to warmer back to cooler. Is that how you would actively do that? Do you use lights that change color temperature so you can have them change through the day as well?
Yeah, there's also the in corridors, quite handy, the sort of bulkhead light. Within the light itself, you can change the setting to be whatever you need it to be for that space. So yeah, you can alter it remotely or in the light itself.
Yeah, have it on a schedule or something like that. Yeah, I suppose. Yeah, there's a lot you can do now, isn't there, with sort of technically with lighting to really affect the environment.
Yeah, and it's because that technology's there, use it to the benefit of the residents.
Lovely. All right. Well, thank you very much for coming in, Russell, and for providing the furniture. And yeah, I'm sure it'll be very comfortable, and I'll try and find my optimal position for the day. And yeah, thank you very much. Thanks for coming in. Cheers.
No random questions today?
No random questions. Oh, I haven't thought of them yet. I haven't come up with a random question yet, so I'll have to revert back to you. Maybe I'll come and find you and get your answer later. No, we didn't think of anything, did we? No. Okay, well, no random questions yet. Maybe later. All right, thanks, Russell.